There we go. Okay. All right. Good evening. Good evening to all of our awesome audience. It is so great to have each and every one of you from all across the globe. Welcome to tonight's webinar. And listen, I want to share with you what to expect for the foreseeable future on our Thursday night webinars. Our Thursday night webinars are going to be training webinars. Okay. For those of you that are already leveraging our funnel-based system, that we call RAS, it'll be great training for you. If you are going through someone else's RAS system, maybe you haven't gotten RAS just yet, but you've started the process, you are a subscriber, you've opted in, and maybe you've seen one or more of the training modules, this is going to be for you. If you have never opted into someone's RAS system, this is also going to be for you. So we're basically talking to three audiences, but we're going to provide value for all of you. Okay. Now, let me tell you what we will not do on our Thursday night webinars, at least for the foreseeable future, is we will not talk about any specific offer. All right. And we do a Tuesday night webinar where we talk about a specific offer that actually RAS promotes. But one of the reasons we're not doing that on our Thursday night webinars is because we want to make sure that everyone has a level playing field. If we start talking about the offer, let's say John, Mary, Susan brings a guest, or maybe brings a guest that has not opted into our funnel-based system, and then they hear about whatever the offer is that our funnel-based system is promoting, then what I don't want to have happen is I don't want John, Mary, or Susan to have their new person who's getting information, all right, then go and YouTube or then go and Google, find someone else that's promoting that back-end offer, and then they wind up joining that other person as opposed to John, Mary, and Susan. So if it sounds like I'm being vague as it relates to the offer, I'll keep referring to a back-end offer, a back-end offer, a back-end offer, and not mentioning the offer by name. It's because going forward, what we plan to do on Thursday nights is to provide, give me a moment. All right, give me just a moment. I need to click out of all of my, let's click out of all of my, oh darn, I can't do that. Never mind, can't do that. So what we will do on Thursday nights is we will give you actionable content that you can apply to your business. Hopefully you're leveraging our funnel system, or you're considering leveraging our funnel system. Even if not, on Thursday night, you're going to get real training that you can apply to your business. The other reason why we won't mention the offer is that in the next few weeks, we're actually going to be launching a second funnel system. And so we don't have to have tons of webinars talking about funnel number 2, okay? By not mentioning any specific, and of course that funnel system will have a totally separate, distinct back-end offer from what funnel number 1 is. And so we can have a discussion and we can have training to help anyone that's using one or more of the funnels that we share, going through one or more of the funnels, or maybe haven't gotten the funnels just yet, but they are coming here because we're giving valuable content. Okay, so that's one of the reasons we're not going to talk about the offer that some of you are familiar with. If Tuesday night, we'll definitely talk about that offer on Tuesday night. When we get into our optional Q&A, we'll deal with optional Q&A about that offer on Tuesday night. We will not do that on Thursday night. Thursday night is funnel-based systems training to help you understand how to build your business so that ultimately you have a long-term sustainable business as we start training, okay? So our objective business-wise is to assist you in building a long-term sustainable business with multiple streams of income across multiple niches, so that you ultimately have the financial and time freedom to hotly pursue the passions of your heart. Now, question in your questions box, how many of you have ever promoted something and all of a sudden that something that you were promoting vanished on you? It went away. Maybe it was a legal issue. It went away. Maybe maybe it was a good deal for a while, but then it started to peter out. All right. If you've ever done that, you've promoted something and that something went away. All right. Put a yes in your questions box. Okay. That something went away. Okay. So I'm gonna give you some examples of what we've seen in this industry. I've been in this industry for 20 plus years. Company called XL Telecommunications back in the 90s. They were a huge network marketing company, probably had over 1 million reps worldwide. Some of the top income earners at the time ever in the industry were reps with XL Telecommunications. I believe the first rep that consistently generated over 7 figures a month from the compensation plan. Now, if you go to Amway, you could probably find a Dexter Yeager or somebody, a Bill Britt or what have you, that maybe generates 7 figures. But a lot of that didn't come from the Amway compensation plan. A lot of that came from the personal development, tape of the week, book of the week, and what have you. So my understanding is, and I don't know how to verify this, that the first dude who generated 7 figures a month just from the company's compensation plan and not ancillary stuff was with XL Telecommunications. Well, so here's this big juggernaut, and then a big company comes and offers the owner of XL Telecommunications a deal he couldn't refuse. My understanding is he was offered hundreds of millions, maybe even $1 billion or more, to sell the company. He sells the company. He takes his big payday. Nobody can be mad at him. That's called, being an entrepreneur. And then the new folks that came in basically ran the company in the ground. A few years later, XL Telecommunications files bankruptcy. Okay. We've seen that happen. We've seen people take sabbaticals. I believe it was Tahitian Noni. Really big at one time, really huge at one time. My understanding, I wasn't there. My understanding is the owner or leader or what have you went on, I think it was a 2-year sabbatical. It might have been for religious reasons. Left the running of the business into the hands of someone else. They ran it in the ground. And Tahitian Noni is not the big stalwart that it used to be, okay? I don't even hear anybody ever talking about it anymore. There was a company called Agile. The owner of Agile, they had a huge kickoff. They had some of the top network marketing industry leaders that were part of Agile. There were a couple network marketing trainers, a guy named Randy Gage, who had made millions in network marketing, became more of a trainer to the industry. And Agile, because of its comp plan, because of its product, because of its uniqueness, he came out of network marketing retirement to build another team. And I mean, they kicked butt. All right, I wasn't there, but I know the story. I know the original owner. All right, got a chance to meet him and have this conversation. And what happened was that company was looking to raise some capital. They took on some investors so that they could expand their business. The investors ultimately owned more of the company than what the owner owned. And at some point in the relationship, the investors wanted it run a different way. And they basically kicked out the other owner. Okay, that happens, if they've got more percentage ownership or what have you. And so he was basically muted, and I don't know what the whole thing was. But that deal, and it may even still be around, I don't know, but it never was the same because the new ownership had a totally different vision. So we've seen all types of things in this industry. And what we've been taught, unfortunately, from a network marketing MLM perspective, is most of the network marketing leaders out there have taught us to say our nuptials to a specific company. Okay, there is an offer that I currently promote, and when the leadership, some of the field leaders send out something, they'll say, I won't mention the name of the offer, but they'll say, we're building, this offer, let's call it offer A, and this is the only thing we're building. Okay, and kudos to them. Kudos to them. Well, see, what happens is in network marketing, you'll have a leader. She only wants you to build that business. Why? Because you're on their team. They want you to be 100% committed to building that business. All right. The company is not going to really give you a lot of training on how do you build this business in this new age, where you're not just talking about your friends and your family. All right. Where you're dealing with the internet, you're dealing with mobile. All right. Your network marketing company is not going to teach you that kind of stuff. All right. Why? Because they want you just promoting their product, promoting their service. All right. The thing is, we've been in this industry 20 plus years, and after 4 different times of generating over $20,000 a month promoting a specific offer, and at some point the next month, for whatever reason, the money didn't come, whether it was a legal issue and the company no longer existed, all right, or what have you. We finally, after hitting our head up against a brick wall 3 previous times, after the 4th time, we said, no more. No more saying I do. I can like her. I can think she's cute. We can go out on a date. But I ain't saying I do. Because we've done that before. And understand that when you are promoting someone else's offer, there are going to be decisions they can make that you have nothing to do with. They're not going to consult you. They're not going to consult me. So our objective is to assist you in building your long-term sustainable business, which is not your offer. Offers come, offers go, offers abound. There will never be a shortage of good, solid offers in the marketplace. So your business, some of you have followed us for a while, you're getting this now, is you and your following. Your following, you and your following, your list trumps any offer. No matter how great the product is, how great the service is, how great the compensation is, your list, your following trumps the offer. Okay? All right, so now, there are 5 reasons why, there's more, but these are the biggest 5 that I believe why marketers fail. They don't invest in themselves. They neglect their biggest asset, the you part. Your business is you and your following. They don't have a funnel-based system. We're going to talk about that tonight. Some of you have already started with your first funnel-based system. Congratulations. We'll have a second funnel-based system that we will launch here in just a few short weeks. The purpose of the funnel-based system is to help you build a responsive list. So most folks do not have a responsive list. That is necessary. That is a prerequisite for you making money consistently and long term in the marketing arena. No list, no money. Okay? And when someone joins you, let's say you're in network marketing, let's say you're in MLM, when someone joins you, you go in your back office and you've got your genealogy and you see, oh, John, Mary, Susan just joined me. Oh, John, Mary, Susan, there's an email address. Do not mistake that for them being in your list. There's a system that launched not long ago, good system for what I can tell. It allows you to send out, the structure is one long line. So when somebody joins, everybody that joins that particular offer after them is going to be under them. All right. So you could wind up having thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of folks in one straight line. That's often referred to as a power line. Well, this particular offer will allow you to send a message, one message to everybody in that power line, so you can promote your offer. Well, someone was saying to me the other day that they had an email list of 14,000 folks. And I about knew what they were talking about. All right. And I said, well, hey, how did you do that? And they said 14,000 folks on my email list in 2 weeks. I said, my gosh, 14,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. I know that would typically cost a fortune in terms of paid traffic to get that many subscribers in that short period of time. And if you've got, a few tens of thousands of dollars for paid traffic to do that, go for it. And I said, well, tell me the name of the system. They told me the name of the system. And I said, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to rain on your parade. That's not what we're talking about when we're talking about a responsive list, because the young lady can only send one message to that list. And she can do it like, every 20 people she can send a message, and then another 20 people she can send a message. But if she has a new message or an additional message, meaning she's promoting offer A today, and then next week she stumbles across a great offer B, all right, she can't go back to that list and say, hey, take a look now at offer B or offer C or offer D, all right? You want a list, yes, but you want a responsive list. And that's where our funnel-based system comes into play. You'll see that on tonight. One of the reasons that people fail is that they have poorly constructed offers. We won't talk about that tonight. When we launch funnel number 2, you will definitely understand what that means. And we'll probably do a little training even before we launch funnel number 2, because a big part of funnel number 2 is making sure that you've got a kick butt offer on the back end. That when someone does business with you, they buy from you, they join you, that you get paid and you get paid well. One of the problems with traditional MLM, traditional network marketing, is that a lot of companies have their compensation system set up so that you have delayed compensation. If you're promoting your primary offer, not foo-fooing on your primary offer, if your primary offer is an MLM and it's a binary structure, one on the left, one on the right, and you got to have so much volume before you get paid, that is by design, where the company is, they'll pay you if you get all the balancing right, but most people never will. And so it looks good on paper, but it doesn't quite work in reality the way most people want it. Most people have a poorly constructed offer in that when someone finally buys the product, when someone finally joins them, what they make, or what you may make when the person joins, what you may make when a person buys whatever it is they're buying, may not be enough to allow you to drive high quality, laser targeted traffic or visitors to your site on a consistent basis. So these are the 5 main reasons we believe after 20 plus years that marketers fail. They're not constantly working on themselves. So now, since they're not working on themselves, they've got all of this baggage that they bring to the industry because of, just past circumstances or what have you. And now when they're met with a little resistance, when they're met with a bump in the road, a lot of people just quit because their internal mechanism, their subconscious programming has not been programmed for success. So we've got to work on that. That was one of my challenges when I first came to the industry. I had been programmed that if people were rich, they were bad. We've heard things like filthy rich. Well, why does it have to be filthy? Why can't it be fabulously wealthy? I'm watching growing up TV programs like Dallas, and here's this rich family, but man, JR couldn't keep his pants up. He was not faithful to his wife, and this person was stabbing this person in the back, and that person is stabbing that person in the back. And so all that stuff, the accumulation of all that stuff, has many of us having a subconscious negative relationship with success and money. So we got to work on that. Okay? Now, tonight, I want to talk about this funnel-based system and how this helps you to build a responsive list. So your business is you and your following. Your business is you and your following. You always want to work on your business, meaning working on yourself. We suggest that you spend some time with it. If you're a reader, read good, positive material on a daily basis, 15, 30 minutes, an hour, what have you. If you are a listener, if you're going back and forth to work, maybe turn off the talk radio. They're just talking junk, right? They're just talking stuff that really is not going to get you where you want to go, all right? I know some of it is entertaining. You know, some of this political stuff might, for some folks, be a little entertaining because you don't know what he's going to say, she's going to say, what have you, okay? But it's not getting you where you want to go. Turn your automobile into a university is what Zig Ziglar said. All right. For me, I learn best by watching and hearing. Obviously, everybody learns best by doing. All right. But in terms of content, I learn best by watching videos. One of the reasons why so much of my business is video related. I do so many videos because that's how I learn. That's how things resonate with me. So for me, I like to watch YouTube. Typically I'll go to YouTube, I'll find a voice or two or three that really resonate with me, that challenge me to be a better me, because when I'm a better me, it shows up in my business because I'm working on me. I haven't arrived. I'm constantly having to work on me. Let's talk about funnel-based system and a responsive list. So let's talk about what a funnel is, all right? Our definition of a funnel. Our definition of a funnel is an automated process by which we communicate our solutions to the pains and the frustrations of our target market. All right? An automated process. Now, last week, we officially launched our first funnel. Prior to that, we did not have an automated process in place. We would do live webinars to promote whatever our offer happened to be. And I love live webinars, all right? But from an efficiency standpoint, the reason you want something that is automated, you know, what happens if you are in the US, but someone that you are prospecting is in Australia? You invite them to a Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, New York time webinar, but it's 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, their time in Australia, they're going to work, okay? So you want an automated process so it doesn't matter what time of day, what time of evening, they can get the content, okay? Now, you want this process, all right? Look at that word, process. It's a process, it's a process, okay? You want to communicate solutions to the pains and the frustrations of your target market. It's not just, hey, join me, join me, join me. Buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. I got the best product. I got the best compensation plan or what have you. No, what you want to do, and you'll really see this in our funnel number 2. You'll really see this in funnel number 2, where we really highlight the pain and the agony and the frustrations of our target market. Who's a target market? Anyone looking to make money online or with mobile from home. Most of them are in some type of marketing. The only niche that I've discovered where people have consistently made some money, some more than others, without them being good at marketing has been the e-commerce niche. And Queen Mike can tell you about that because Queen, she's got her eBay business and she's got her Amazon business. But I spoke with Queen the other day, and from what Queen tells me, that business is more difficult now than it was 2 years ago because there's a lot more people now doing eBay and Amazon, and they'll find a product of hers and then they'll list it and they'll try to undercut her price and what have you. So if you want to make money online, if you want to make money from a home business, okay, you want to make sure that you have an automated process, and that process doesn't just say, hey, here's my comp plan, hey, here's my product, here's my service, but it really highlights where people are struggling. Focus, magnify the pain, pour salt on the wound. And then, instead of you being a salesperson, which most people aren't good at selling, and nobody really wants to be sold, but we all want to buy, okay? Instead of selling someone, you pour the salt on the wound. Here's the problem. Here's the struggle. Here's the frustration. Here's our solution. And then you let them buy the solution. So you are never in the sales game. You're in the highlight the pain. Oh, by the way, I've got some ointment. I've got some healing for you. I've got some salve for you. Okay? Now, in a few weeks, when we get closer to launching funnel number 2, we're going to expound on this definition of a funnel. But this is enough for right now. Okay, so the purpose of a funnel-based system is to help you develop the second most important asset that you have in your business, which is your following. Your business is you and your following. Your business is you and your following, which means you need to be developing a list that you own and you control, meaning you can control the messaging that goes to that list. So if you are promoting offer A today, and then tomorrow you're promoting offers A and B, maybe you haven't stopped promoting offer A, but you've picked up offer B, you want to be able to communicate to folks in your list, hey, here's offer B, here's how this is going to help you with maybe a problem or situation that you have in your business or what have you. And that's what you want to have, that list that you own, and you control the messaging to that list. Now, when I say you own the list, what happens is you're going to be leasing some type of system, whether you're leasing an email autoresponder, whether you're leasing one of our funnel-based systems that's going to actually have you building the most responsive of all lists, which is an SMS text messaging list. So the purpose of the funnel-based system is to help you begin to build a responsive list. You've probably heard the money's in a list. Well, that's only partially true. The money is in a responsive list. The money is in a responsive list. Okay, so now let me give you some list conversion metrics. Now, these list conversion metrics are based on email marketing. What we've just launched in terms of a funnel-based system is going to be based on mobile marketing. It's too early right now to give you any metrics on mobile marketing because we just launched this system last week. Okay, the law of averages requires the law of large numbers. And so we've got to put a lot of numbers in so that we can see what our conversion metrics happens to be from mobile. I believe that mobile, because of the responsive nature of list building, is going to dwarf the numbers that we have with email marketing. And I'm not here to foo-foo on email marketing. So these numbers I'm about to share are based on email marketing. Okay, so here we go. In email marketing, you're building a list. Start off, you've got 100 subscribers that opted in, 500 subscribers, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, okay? The target with an email list is to average $1 per month per subscriber, okay? $1 per month per subscriber. We'll see what that looks like in just a few moments. Now, in terms of converting your list subscribers into buyers, into customers, into clients, into recruits. If you happen to be in network marketing or MLM and you're looking to recruit a sales team, and obviously when I say recruits here, I'm assuming that the person joined you and they purchased the product or service that your offer is promoting. So the conversion statistics metrics is you will tend to convert 1% to as high as 5% in your with your list. All right, now let's see what this looks like. Okay, all right. So now with the list building metrics, if you've got a list of 1,000 subscribers, I'm talking email right now, you should be at the point where you're generating at least $1,000 a month. Now, if you've got a list of 1,000, but you're not generating at least $1,000 a month, something's broken, and that could be that you're not consistently providing value to that list so that if you're only emailing your list once a month, or once every other week or what have you, that's just not enough, okay? Or it could be that you're emailing, but you're not, your emails are not providing value to your list, so they're not even opening it up. Now, by the way, if you were building an email list, you're typically going to get about a 5% open rate. You send a list, you got an email list of 1,000 subscribers, you send an email, you're going to get about 5%. 50 folks is going to open it up. 950 folks aren't even going to open it up. You have a list of 5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers, you should be making 10 grand a month or more. If not, something is awry. We've got to figure out what that is. I'm not sending out valuable content on a consistent basis. What you're sending out can't just be buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. Join me, join me, join me. It needs to be valuable, and it doesn't even have to be your content. If you're not a content creator, it doesn't have to be your content. It just needs to be valuable content that you send to your list on a consistent basis, so that when you do have a promotional offer, they're more likely to open up to see what your promotional offer is, because they're used to getting something valuable from you on a consistent basis. Okay? All right. So I want you to see how important it is for you to build your second most important business asset, which is your list. What's your first most important asset? You. Your second most important asset is your list. So let's say you're promoting offer A. You've got a list of 10,000 subscribers. And either offer A turns out to be, it's not working anymore, or something happened with the deal, or maybe offer A is still going good, and you now, instead of just being a marketer, you're becoming more of an entrepreneur, more of a business person, saying, hey, why should I put all of my eggs in one basket? Why should I put all of my eggs? Yeah, I know that's what the network marketing company wants me to do, because if I do that for them, I'm making them a lot of money. If I leave them, they get to keep my customers. If they terminate me, and I've had that happen. I had that happen. I had a company. We had gotten up to $90,000 a month. But I saw some things I didn't like. And I started sharing with our audience, hey guys, don't like what I'm seeing. Because when you understand marketing, your allegiance needs to be far more to your list, far more to your following than it ever is to a company. If your allegiance is to your company first, then that's going to come across in your marketing. Folks are going to say, dude is just trying to make some money off of me. As opposed to dude or dudette, man, they care about me. And yes, they may make a lot of money because the universe demands it. The more value I bring, the more value you bring, the more you're going to get what you want. If I want to make more money in this industry, I have to bring more value. Okay? So, when promoting this company, I'm at $90,000 a month. But some things are not adding up. And I fly out to the company. I sit in the boardroom with the owners of the company. And I saw some things that I knew this company is not going to make it. When one owner throws another owner under the bus in front of a rep, and that's what happened. All right. I'm in the room. I'm there saying, hey, look, we got some problems here. We got to get this stuff resolved. And one owner starts to throw the other owner under the bus in front of me. And I thought, well, shoot, if he's going to throw another owner under the bus in front of a rep who's not an owner, then what would he do to me? And so we started sharing with our audience, hey, don't like things that are happening. We're going to have a plan B just in case. They didn't like the fact that I said there was going to be a plan B. One day I go into my system, I'm locked out. 90 grand a month. 90 grand a month, gone. But you know what? My following appreciated what we did, and I was not out of business. That income stream dried up. It's your following. You got to have that subscriber base. You got to communicate with them consistently. If you say, well, I don't know how to do that, don't worry about that. That's what our funnel-based system is all for. Okay? 100,000 subscribers, $100,000 a month. Now, with that particular offer, I didn't have anything close to 100,000 subscribers. I had about, in my email list at the time, I think I had about 10,000. So I was averaging about $9 per month per subscriber with that particular offer. Okay? All right. Now, let's look at the list conversion metrics, because when you get this, then you'll ultimately in time be able to predict your income. Okay, here's the conversion metrics. 1 to 5% conversion, meaning in your list, you've got 1,000 subscribers, you're promoting A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I offer. See, it's the list that's most important, because if you decide to now promote offer B or C or D to your list, you're going to have a percentage of folks, especially if you develop a good relationship, a bond with that list, that's going to open up your offer and take you up on that offer. All right, so what percentage? Typically 1 to 5%. So if you had 1,000 subscriber list, and let's say now you have a new offer, and you send an email or you send a text message to those 1,000 subscribers about this new offer, you'll tend to get 10 to 50 of those folks who will buy from you or join you. 10 to 50. Now think about this in network marketing terms. You want to build a network. Imagine having a list of 1,000 folks that you're consistently communicating with. Now you've got a new offer, and relatively knowing that you're probably going to recruit 10 to 50 folks because you've done the work, developing a list, building a bond with that list. 5,000 subscribers, knowing that you're probably going to recruit or you're going to get 50 to 250 customers because you've got a list. If offer A works well, great. If offer A cuts the fool, if offer A doesn't do you right, if offer A goes away, you still have your second most important business asset, your subscriber base, and now all you do is you start talking about offer B or offer C or offer D, okay? And you can expect 50 to 250 conversions if you had a list of 5,000. This is why since about 2011, 2012, any new, and I've been an MLMer for 20 plus years, any new MLM that I have promoted, I expect no less than 100 personal recruits. In many cases, it may be 200 or 300. We were promoting an offer last year, and the compensation plan allowed us to basically give sponsorship away, and it still would not hurt my pay. So it was actually, the compensation plan basically said, hey, you can help your teammates and it's not going to take away from your income. We probably gave away 150 or more of what would have been our personally sponsored. Okay? Why? Because we have, say it with me, a list. And that list now has become a following. Okay? 10,000 subscribers. All right? 100 to 500 conversions. So I want you to imagine you're building this asset, and in time, you know that when you share a new offer, that you expect 100 people to join you if it's network marketing. You expect 100 people to buy from you if it's an affiliate offer or some type of product or service. Or 200 or 300, somewhere between 1 to 5%. I tend to see my conversion metrics in about the 2 to 2.5 percentile range. You'll find out what your numbers are, and those are numbers prior to mobile. I believe those numbers are going to be much higher with mobile. Okay. Now, so how then do I cultivate a responsive list? Okay? The way you cultivate a responsive list is by consistently, not every other week, sending out a text or an email, not every other month. You consistently provide valuable content to your list so your list starts to like you, respect you, and trust you, so when you then have a recommendation for them to look at an offer, join you in an offer, buy a product or service from you, because you've been consistently providing valuable content, because you are communicating with them in a way that 99.99% of the marketers are not, because 99.99% of the marketers are marketing wrong. They're simply saying, join me, join me, join me, join me. Buy, 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 buy. Okay? They're not providing value. You, as you leverage our systems, will be providing value. Okay? You don't have to be the content creator. You don't have to be the one sitting cutting a video for training purposes. If that's your thing, do it. That's cool. I love doing this stuff. I absolutely love it. You know, the lead developer of our system, some time ago, we were in conversation, and he was telling me that he hates doing conference calls or webinars. That's just not his thing. He hates doing training. That's just not his thing. And I said to him, you know what? I'm the exact opposite. That's my wheelhouse, man. That's my sanctuary. That's my football field for the football player. That's my basketball court. You know, this is what I'm doing right now is like LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods in his heyday being in their element. I love this stuff. But you know what? Most people aren't going to do this. And that's okay. You don't have to be the content creator. You just have to provide valuable content to your subscribers. Now, you might be saying, well, how do I do that? If you have followed us for a year or more, back in March of this year, we started doing a series of webinars talking about this mobile marketing system that just launched last week. And we talked about how there would be a value vault. Now, we actually thought that the value vault would be a separate system than the mobile marketing system. But the mobile marketing system has incorporated, now they don't call it that, meaning the lead developer doesn't call it a value vault, but I call it a value vault, where the system, when you get this system, when you employ this, from day one, when you get this system, the system is loaded up with value vault content. Well, what's value vault content? There may be, I'll tell you what, let's give you an example. Okay, let's give you an example. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, so our funnel-based system has a very robust follow-up sequence, an autoresponder sequence. When someone opts into your system, the system's going to start communicating with them immediately to help begin to build a responsive list, okay? And so here's an example of one of the autoresponder messages that goes out. When a person opts into your system, there's going to be a series of messages that go out right away. And then thereafter, until they get the system, until they get the offer, the system's going to send them an autoresponder message every single day. But the message that goes out every single day is going to be valuable. It's not a, hey, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me necessarily. It's not a join me, join me, join me. It's designed to provide value so that people now look forward to your next message, which is going to come a day later. All right. And so with this one, this was a very quick 1-minute video. This particular video talks about how to get rich. And it basically says, those who are poor are doing the same thing as those. No, they say the way you get rich is doing basically what you do to get poor. You just make a slight change. In other words, people that are poor may work hard, take their money, go out and buy liabilities. They buy a car, they buy this, they buy that, and these things are maybe nice and shiny, and they may have glitter, but they take money from you. Whereas those who are rich, they work hard, they make money, and they buy assets. They buy real estate. They buy businesses, what have you. Quick, short, sweet, all designed to help further that connection with you and your lead. No hard sale there, because our system is not designed. Our system, instead of it being a sales algorithm, is really a permission to buy algorithm. See, when you sell something to someone, they can easily suffer from remorse. You know, because what happens oftentimes when you go to an info product webinar, all right? They give you the information, and then there's, you know, the big sales pitch. You know, it's worth this, you know, $20,000, you know, but it's not going to be $20,000, not today. It's not, you know, it'll be a steal at $10,000, but no, it's not going to be $10,000. Oh man, it would really be a ripoff. You'd be ripping me off if I let it go for $49.97. But if you act today, so all that stuff is salesman-y, and it obviously works for some folks. But what you really want is you want to develop. You don't want someone just buying from you once. You don't want somebody just joining you once. You want a following. So really what you want is you want them to do the buying. Instead of you doing the selling, let them do the buying. Okay, so now let's go back. By the way, real quickly, if you're getting value out of what we're doing here tonight, put value or V in the questions box. If you're getting value out of what we're talking about here, put V in the questions box. Fantastic, fantastic. By the way, for those of you that already have our funnel-based system, all right, if we did something like this next week, which we will, and the week after that, which we will, and you had some folks that had opted in, but they haven't gone completely through the system, and you got them on a webinar like this, or when I send out the recording of this tomorrow, you sent them the recording of this. Do you think maybe somebody who's in your system as an opt-in that hasn't done business with you, they just might come back and do business with you? If you think that could happen, it might not happen tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but now all of a sudden you're going to be able to also send out valuable training like this to your list. Do you think people are going to start liking you, respecting you, trusting you, want to do business with you? If you think that could be the case, put a Y in your questions box. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay? All right. So let me show you a little bit about our funnel-based system. Okay, so what happens is, with our funnel-based system, there is a lead capture page. You don't have to set this up. Prior to our system launching last week, what I would have been telling you to do is I would have been telling you to go to a third-party source to set up a lead capture page. I use that on a day-to-day basis. I still would recommend it, all right? But if you're a newbie, or if you're saying, well, how can I make money the quickest, then I would say you want a funnel-based system, all right? Because that stuff is already set up for you. All right, so before I would have been saying, go over here and get this lead capture software, all right? One of them is something like $40 a month, a really good one. The best one, the one that I use every day in my business, is $100 a month, $97 a month, all right? So that would have been a $97 a month outlay. It's worth it. It's worth every penny, all right? I use it every day in my business, okay? However, I would have said, okay, go over here, get this lead capture software. Now, I need you to go over here, a totally different system, and set up an email autoresponder, all right? And that might be $20, $30 a month there, all right? So right there, by setting up the lead capture system that I would have recommended and setting up the autoresponder that I would have recommended, you would have been at about $120, $130 a month just with those two tools. Now, One of the things that we have found as folks have been coming through our system, they fill out an application and a survey, and one of the survey questions will ask, how much money do you believe you have invested in money-making programs online? All right, and then they can give a range of what they think they've spent, you know, whether it's been $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000. And then there'll be a question that says, how much do you think that you have invested in things like advertising for your business? And invariably, for most people, maybe they have put out $5,000, $10,000 in trying different things, trying to find something that would work. But the amount that they invested in the tools and the advertising, in many cases, was much smaller than it was the offer. See, network marketing has us backwards. You should have more of your outlay, your monthly outlay for your business should not be going into the auto ship of your network marketing company. I'm not saying don't be on auto ship, all right? What I'm saying is, in terms of how much you are outlaying to grow your business, you should have more outlay in things like tools and resources than you have auto ship. So somebody says to me, hey, I'm in ABC Nutritional Company, and well, how much is your auto ship? My auto ship is $150 a month. And I say, okay, well, let's get you so that you're building your list. Do you have a list? No, I don't have a list. Okay, well, here's a lead capture software over here, $100. Here's autoresponder software over here, about $20 a month to get started, $120 a month. And you know what they'll say to me? I can't afford it. I can't afford it. What that tells me is they put the cart before the horse. They've got the offer, they're spending money on the offer, but they're not spending money on the real asset, which is the business, okay? And I'm not saying that to say for anyone to stop your auto ship. I'm simply saying that we have to start modifying, because we've been sold by, and I love network marketing, I love MLM, I love affiliate marketing, but we've been sold a bag of goods that helps the network marketing company, but doesn't help you build a real business. They've got us building the business for them, but we aren't building our business. And what we want to do is flip that script. We want to build our business, and they, the offer, are simply a part of our income producing portfolio. We can add to that portfolio at any time, and if we need to cut something out, we can cut it out. Okay? Now, you're not going to hear this from your typical network marketing leader, and no disrespect to them. Okay? My role is a lot different, because again, I've made a lot of money, and then the offer goes away. Think about that, 90 grand a month. And then you go in because they didn't like what you said, and they cut off my income. And then I went and hired an attorney for $30,000. I went and hired an attorney. By the time the attorney started going through what I thought was going to happen, and that company got in trouble. And so now that $30,000 did me no good. I couldn't get anything anyway. Okay? All right. So here's what I want you to see. All right. So I had someone, so when someone uses our funnel-based system, there's a lead capture mechanism already in place. You don't have to go and spend $97 a month for a lead capture paid system. Now, in time, I want you to do that for capturing email leads, because our system is capturing SMS text leads. But if you had to choose one or the other, I'm going to say our funnel-based system. Lead capture mechanism. It's got a phenomenal front end, what we call a lead magnet, designed to get people to opt in so that they become your lead. Okay, now then the system goes to work for you. All right, so have a young lady. I'm not going to divulge any very personal information of Cynthia, but I had a young lady. She opted into my system. The system, our mobile marketing system, immediately sent her a message. The message said, "Hi, Cynthia." So when she put in her name, the system pulled her name into the messages. I go by Doc. The system pulled my name into the messages. And so the moment she opted in, probably within just a few seconds, she gets a text message saying, "Hi, Cynthia. My name is Doc. Welcome to my offer. I hope it's everything you're looking for. Good luck." It's not salesman-y. It's designed to start to develop a bond, a relationship. Look at the time, 10:05 a.m. Few minutes later, the autoresponder sends another message. "Looks like you're entering our network for the first time. Just apply so you can access my offer. It's really fun." Okay? Well, there's an application process as a person goes through our entire funnel. Okay? We'll often refer to this as a tripwire. We'll talk more about that in some upcoming trainings. All right? Save me in your phone number as Doc. And then the name of this particular funnel, so you don't get me mixed up with system messages. Now, all of this happened without me. And the moment you activate the system and someone opts into your system, they'll get the same messages. Only it'll say, "Hi, Paul," if your opt-in's name is Paul. "My name is Martha," if your name is Martha. Everything else is the same. A few minutes later, another text. A few minutes later, another text. No salesman-y stuff, just building the bond. Okay? All right? Then it says, "Hi, Cynthia. Also, I have a great video collection. I'll send some over to you." And so it just continues this conversation. Now, what happened is, even without Cynthia responding, Cynthia went through the system, purchased the first offer that we'll call a tripwire offer, which includes her getting doing an application and filling out a survey, and the system lets her know that, hey, you've purchased the application, but now when I come into the system, I know exactly where Cynthia is. I know, oh, even though she hasn't responded back to the text just yet, she's done what we want her to do, which is go through the first stage of the system and fill out an application. All of these messages that you see here, these were all automated. It looks like it's coming from me. It is coming from my system. This is how you help to start building a responsive list. And by the way, the system said, "Hey, I'm going to send you a great video collection." All right, and it sends her a link. Now, if we go to the link that it sent her to, it was this particular video here that has some really good nuggets. Science of persuasion, some really good nuggets. It's not my content. I didn't come up with the content. But the system already has that ready to go. The moment someone gets our system and the moment they have their first opt-in, the system goes to work for them immediately. The system does the heavy lifting for you. I don't even know where I was when she opted in. She opted in sometime in the morning. Okay, I don't even know when I saw this. By the time I saw this, she had already done what we want her to do. Okay, let's continue. All right, so now she applies. That's one of the things we want her to do. And the system says, "Hey, congrats on applying." Now there's a survey that we want her to fill out. It says, be sure to answer the questions thoughtfully. You'll be glad you did in the end. All right, and then it comes back and it says, "Hey, got your app. I'm going to look it over before sending it to final review. Final review will be sent to corporate, and then they will approve it or not approve it. In many cases, they will approve it. All right. There was a backlog of apps. System sent out a message to Cynthia and said, "Hey, can't approve it at this time. We're behind. We'll get back ASAP." All right. And then another system. So all of these messages here are systematic messages. All of these. Now, you can go in and you can text. You can send a text to your prospect at any time, someone who's opted in. But all of this could have happened while you were asleep or while you're awake. What did I say? An automated process. A funnel-based system is an automated process. A funnel-based system is an automated process. Automated process. All right, so then the system says, hey, do me a favor, answer with quick, short responses, okay? Now, Cynthia comes back and she says, okay, this is Cynthia now responding back. Now, it's likely that Cynthia thinks she's actually talking to me. Right now, she's talking to the system. Now, you can interject. So you want to use high tech. You can also use high touch. One of the things is when Cynthia filled out her survey, one of the questions it asks is, hey, what are you currently promoting? Or are you currently promoting something? If so, please provide a link. So she's promoting a business called Basic Secret Biz or something to that effect. She had a link in there. I went. By this time now, I noticed that my system is communicating with Cynthia. I wanted to see, I had some time on my hands. Okay, let's see if I can, add even some more of the human element. All right, add more of a bond here. And I saw that she was promoting this particular business. And what I came back with, this is a little bit more advanced. You don't have to do this. You can just let the system do what the system does. I simply said, hey, how was your basic secret biz? Now, why did I do that? Because I know that 99.9% of the marketers out there are saying, Cynthia, buy from me. Cynthia, join me. And it's a one-way conversation. What I wanted Cynthia to know is, hey, we're in this thing together. So, how's your business going? That's a totally different approach from 99.9% of the marketers out there. And what does that go towards? Building what? A responsive list. Building a responsive list. Your business, you and your following. Your following is going to come from your list. The more responsive, the more you cultivate a responsive list, the autoresponder system certainly helps to begin that cultivation. And those of you who are using our system, the more comfortable you get with it, the more time you have, the more you'll even come in and just kind of do some of these things. You don't have to. You don't have to, but that'll help. That might even help a little bit with your conversions, okay? All right. Now the system sends another message, by the way, at the end of the video. So now she's progressing through the system. It'll give you a PIN code to unlock the next video, which shows you how to self-fund your business. This came from the system. And look, now Cynthia is responding. She didn't respond to the first few text messages, but now she's starting to respond. What are we building? A responsive list. What are we building? A responsive list. A relationship. A bond. Now, she goes through the system, and now look at this message. Hey, Cynthia, congrats on moving forward. So what do you think has happened by now? When the system sent her this message, what do you think Cynthia has done? You think that she has bought what we want her to buy, joined what we want her to join? You think that's why the system is saying congratulations on moving forward, we're now 50-50 partners? Yep. She bought what we wanted her to buy without us selling it to her. She joined what we wanted her to join without us selling it to her. We let the system run the business. We employ the system, we activate the system, and we let the system run the business. Let's continue. Now, here's the absolute kick butt part. Okay, I want you to look at some dates here. All right, so Cynthia goes through the system. She makes a purchase on October 26th. 11:35 p.m. is where this is registering. I want you to look at this. Now, Cynthia has access to the system. All right, and it may take, sometimes it may take sometimes a business day, maybe even 2 business days, but at this point now she's got access to the system, okay? I want you to notice something. Okay, I want you to notice something. All right, so here's my system communicating with Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia, here are some more videos for you while you're getting set up. So now Cynthia has gotten the system, which generated a commission, all right, of $100. She gets the system from me. I'm going to make $100. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. And there's a lot more income on the back end there. Okay. The system sends her out another message. Here's another value added message. While you're waiting to get your system up and running, here's another value added message. Now I want you to see something. This is spectacular. All right. I want you to see something. You see where this says here, system to Cynthia, to Cynthia. Here's what happened. Cynthia now has activated the system. Cynthia had a lead come through her system. Cynthia's lead is Ethel May Gibbs. And now Cynthia's system began to communicate with Ethel just like my system communicated with Cynthia. It happened out of the box. Cynthia did not have to go and set up a lead capture page. Cynthia did not have to go and develop a series of autoresponder messages. The moment Cynthia activated her system and somebody then came through the system, in this case it was Ethel, Cynthia's system now started communicating with Ethel, just like my system communicated with Cynthia. When Ethel gets the system, it'll be out of the box, all ready to go, autoresponders ready to start. And the moment Ethel has Pauline or Martha or Josephine or Jerry opt into her system, Ethel's system starts communicating just like my system communicated with Cynthia, just like Cynthia's system communicated with Ethel. Ethel's system will communicate with all of her leads. Okay? Yes. How many of you, if that is powerful, out of the gate, Cynthia didn't have to set anything up. She just activated her system and it was ready to go out of the gate. If you see that as being powerful, put a P in your questions box. Now, remember I said we communicate, we're going to communicate solutions, our solutions to the problems that plague people, our target market. What's one of the problems that plagues people in our target market? I was communicating with one of my leads today, and they're promoting a particular system. And I know the guy behind the system. The guy is a phenomenal marketer. I've bought a lot of his info products. But here's what I know about his stuff. It's so much stuff that people get paralyzed. I'm full-time in my business. I bought some of his stuff, great stuff. I mean, you talk about some valuable stuff. But man, now you got to go and set all the stuff up. And that, especially if you're not a techie, man, you wind up, a deer in headlights. And that's how I was, and I'm full-time in my business. 3-4 months later, after buying his stuff, as great as it was, I still hadn't done jack with it. Why? It was too difficult to set up. This system comes out of the box, ready to go. You get the system, you activate the system, you get an opt-in, immediately your system starts working on your behalf. You must have no discussion or debate, a funnel-based system. Because that allows you to build your most important asset outside of yourself, your following, your responsive list. I want to show you just some testimonies of what's happening. Now, one of the things that's going to happen should you employ our funnel-based system is you'll come inside. We call it a surfboard. And this is basically our private mastermind. And there's a lot of chatter in there when somebody new comes aboard. Normally they're saying, hey, welcome my new person. And you got all these people saying, welcome Jane, welcome Joe, welcome Paul. People will report if they're having, maybe they did a campaign to drive some traffic. They'll report the results. Look at what Christopher said. He said, it's been 7 days from 0 opt-ins. Now, this system just launched last Tuesday, okay, to 19. He says, I'm so impressed myself. Look at this. But it was so easy. When was the last time you heard someone say that in marketing? Other than somebody who's trying to promote something to get you to buy it, and they say it's push button software and what have you, and it rarely is push button software. This is out of the gate, okay? So he talks about the developer system, talks about our teaching, step-by-step training videos. So he had no opt-ins, and now in his first 7 days, he's got 19 opt-ins. Look at what Cheryl said. Cheryl, one of the things that we teach is driving high quality laser targeted traffic. You can do it the slow way, which means that you're not paying for traffic. You can do it the fast way, which means you pay for traffic. We even share with you one of the traffic systems that we recommend. And I'm not sure if Cheryl used that system or if she used another one, but she did a 500 click campaign, meaning 500 visitors to her site. At the time that she posted this, she had 161 clicks, 161 visitors that got to her site. 16 of them had opted in. All right, now this is cold traffic. She doesn't know these people at all. They don't know her, okay? She already had one of the 16 that had gone on and did the small application fee and did the survey. The other ones that haven't done that yet are going to continue to get autoresponder messages. So the system will continue to drip on them. All right. Now, this was 2 days ago. I captured this today. This was from 2 days ago. I captured it today. So she made this post 2 days ago. Now, look at what Cheryl says. Yahoo! I made my first sale tonight. This was last night. Now, Cheryl, if you're on here, I don't know if you're on here. Cheryl, I'd be interested to know, did that sale come from that particular paid, cold, didn't know them from Adam traffic campaign, or maybe did that sale come from a warm lead? I don't know if you're here, Cheryl. If you're here, let me know. If that came from, did it come from that traffic campaign? All right, by the way, what does that mean for Cheryl? Cheryl made $100. And she's going to be able to make a monthly residual from that person who's got the system. And they likely joined Cheryl in the back end offer. All right, that's, she made the $100 on them getting the system, and she's going to potentially make money because they're, let's assume they're aligned with her in the back end offer. All right, and if that person that just purchased from her goes out and starts promoting, and they get people getting the system from them, they'll make $100. Cheryl will also make $100 as the grandparent. Okay, all right. Look at my buddy Foy. Now, one of the things that's happening in our community is people are picking up how do you build a long-term sustainable business. You've got to drive traffic to a funnel-based system. Now, how do you drive traffic? You can do it the slow way. You can do posts on Facebook or Craigslist or what have you, all right? Or you can do it the fast way, and you can go and buy traffic. Get paid to get visitors to your site. So you're going to see people are already starting to do that. All right, so here is Foy. Foy had just started a traffic campaign. It just started. He had already gotten the campaign was really early. He had gotten 2 people to land on his page. One of them had already opted in. Okay, this was 2 days ago, and this was less than 24 hours ago. Foy had someone who got the system from him. Now, Foy, if you happen to be on the webinar, maybe you can tell me, was this somebody from that campaign, or was this a warm market? Maybe Foy, you can tell me where this person came from. I'd be interested to know that. Just put that in the questions box. Are you seeing a pattern here? Are you seeing a pattern here? And oh, by the way, this is a real family. This is a real community, because when he posted this, all right, all of a sudden he started getting Carolina and Christine and Anders and Giselle and Angela and Daniel and Christopher and Mark. They're saying, that a boy, go on, Foy, you the man. Now, how do you think that makes Foy feel? See, Foy's been out there on his own trying to build a business, probably not getting a lot of validation. Now he comes to the community. Hey, welcome Marvin. Now, when Marvin comes in here, Marvin's going to feel like he's part of a family. And by the way, there were a lot more people than what I just showed there. This just cut off. Marvin's going to feel like he's part of a family. Remember, as much technology as we're going to leverage, people want to belong. All right, here's Richard. Richard did a campaign. Looks like he had 200 visitors, 63 opt-ins. 7 of them already have gone through and filled out an application. So they're still going through the process. And then he says, I'm showing several pending sale. Pending sale means that they're in the process of actually getting the system. They've said to the system that they want to get the system, and then it tells them the process of getting it and what have you. And then he says nearly all of this is paid traffic. Now, even if none of them buy right away, join right away, what's the most important part? This right here. 63 opt-ins. 63 opt-ins. Here's my buddy Anders. Well, it's clear. Anders got someone that got the system from him, $100 to Anders. Okay. Plus there's going to be some residual income on top of that. His new person, Thomas Cooper. All right. And so look at what's happening. So when Thomas comes in here, Thomas is going to see all these folks saying, welcome, Thomas. He's going to feel like he belongs. Here's my buddy Jerry. Now, here's what I want you to understand. Nobody has been in this system more than since last Tuesday. And already look at the results that people are getting. All right, here's Jerry. Jerry ran a campaign. Not everybody's going to start off with paid marketing, depending on what your budget is. But that's ultimately where you want to go, get to so that you can build your list faster. All right, 94 opt-ins. And look at what he says. I'm very excited about this. My first list ever. Now, I don't know how long Jerry has been in marketing. I don't know how long he's been attempting to make money. Jerry, I don't know if you're on the webinar. If you're on the webinar, Jerry, in your questions box, if you're on the webinar, tell me how long have you been marketing? I don't know if he's here or not. Okay, he may not be here. Okay, all right. If he's been marketing 2 years or 5 years or 10 years or 1 year or 6 months, and this is the first time he has an opt-in, I say shame on our industry for not making sure he understood just how important that was from day one. But finally, he's starting to build a business. Congratulations to you, Jerry. All right, so Jerry, 94 opt-ins. Now listen, I'm going to go over, we normally have about 90 minutes of sharing. I'm going to go over slightly. I'll tie this all together as soon as I possibly can. But I want you to get this, okay? All right, next week, we should be able to keep it to 60 to 90 minutes of content. Okay, all right. Now, there is a part of our system that is about to go live. We were on a conference call with the developer. He said it's ready to go, and I don't know if he's going to turn the switch on, you know, in 24, 48 hours or this weekend or next week or what have you. In our industry, there's something called a solo ad. And in a solo ad is basically where you go to someone that has a large list and you rent out their list. So you say, okay, I want to get 300 visitors to my site. You pay whatever the going rate happens to be to get 300, 500, 1,000, 10,000 visitors to your site. And then the solo ad provider will send out to typically their email list, your ad. And the reason that's called a solo ad is because your ad is the only thing that is featured in that particular post. So it'll be an email basically with some type of copywritten, when I say copywritten, some type of, you know, well-written email with your link designed to get people to click on the link go to your page of whatever it is you're promoting. Hopefully you're capturing leads. In our case, you'd be sending them to the lead capture page, and you can see people already starting to capture leads with that, okay? All right, now, here's the thing. A few years ago, I started doing some solo ad advertising where I was purchasing solo ads. And one of the guys that I purchased solo ads from, I purchased quite a bit of solo ads from, this guy over here to the right, his name is Justin. All right, and as a matter of fact, I've got an ad with Justin now. We're going to run it here real soon to our offer. So I'll let you know we've got 1,000 clicks, 1,000 visits that Justin's going to run to our offer, and I'll let you know how many people opted in, how many people went through the system, did we get any sales, and all that other good stuff. Okay, so in any event, what I found out is that Justin was generating about $30,000 a month in his solo ad business. Now, it's his list, so he can send his own personal offers if he wants. But what Justin has been doing is he's been renting out his list. And so he's generating goo gobs by renting out his list. Somebody goes and they buy a 500 click solo ad or a 250 click solo ad or a 1,000 click solo ad, and they now get to feature their offer. He sends it out to his list. His list knows him. They're comfortable with him. A percentage of them, are real followers of his. All right. They click on the link. They see your offer. They may do business with you. All right. Now, that is a phenomenal business. And I remember when I started to understand from Justin, he was making all this money basically selling traffic. And I thought, man, I'm in the wrong business. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, with our mobile marketing system, you basically are going to be in the mobile solo ad business. And all you have to have is a few leads. You could have as little as 5 leads, and you could be in the mobile solo ad business. All right. Now, let me give you an example of how this works. Okay. So there's 2 sides of this. I'll do this as quickly as I possibly can. I'm going over my time. All right. There's 2 sides of this. All right. So one side of this is where you can come into our system and you can actually purchase. You can buy opt-ins. Now, this has not been turned on for the public yet, for folks in our system yet. This is what's going to be turned on very soon. I'm a beta tester. I was allowed to beta test this to make sure it was working right. All right. So what I did was I purchased some opt-ins. All right. These are people that will opt into my page to see my offer. I paid $100. I invested $100 in opt-ins, of which I got 19 people that opted in. Now, the system would have continued until I got somewhere between about 15 to 20 opt-ins. I got my 19 opt-ins. Okay, so $100 got me 19 opt-ins. Okay? Of the 19 people that opted in, 13 of them went and did the application. There's a small outlay for the application. 13 did the application. 11 have already completed the survey. 11 of the 13 viewed the presentation. Get this. And 6 of the 11 bought. Let me say it again. I purchased $100 worth of internal mobile opt-ins, okay? 19 people opted into my page. I didn't know these people. The system, I bought the traffic from the system. 13 went through to do the survey, the application and survey. 11 completed the survey. 11 went on to see what was behind the survey, the presentation behind it. 6 of them bought. 6 of them joined. Okay. Now, that's one side of the mobile solo ad business. So what I'm going to be doing with a portion of my advertising budget is I'm going to come to the system and say, I want to buy $100 or $200 or $300 worth of verified opt-ins. Okay? The second part of the equation is where we can actually rent out, like a solo ad provider, we can rent our list out to the system. So somebody's renting their list to the system, and then I'm buying an opt-in from their list. Let me say it again. Somebody's renting a list to the system. I'm buying an opt-in from their list. So somebody can come and take a look at my offer. No different than when somebody goes to their email and they've got an offer because they've opted into something. All right. So somebody is now opting into my offer. I go to the system and say, I want to buy some opt-ins. Okay. Now, I had great results. What am I going to do? I'm going to buy some more. I don't know that my next campaign I'm going to get those great results. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But if I keep buying opt-ins from the system, I'm going to expose more and more people to my offer. Now, let's do the reverse. Because in order for me to have made money here, they had to buy. They had to buy or join something. All right. We also want to be able to participate on the flip side. So you're going to be able to buy opt-ins from the system so they can look at your offer. Okay. But you also want to be able to flip the script where you can simply rent your list to the system. And when anyone in your list opts into somebody else's offer to see what they are promoting, you make money. See, when I bought these opt-ins from the system charged right around $5 for me to buy an opt-in. All right. So I spent just over $5 per lead. It was $100. I got 19 leads. What the system then does is it says, you know what? This person that just opted into your offer came from Marsha's list. We're going to pay Marsha part of that $5 because Marsha rented her list to the system so that you could buy leads from the system. Okay? So now, this is how this works. This is how this works. When you are building your list, you're building a real asset. And what's going to happen is when all of this is turned on, you're going to have marketers that are in the system, like myself, that are going to want to buy opt-ins. And the opt-in that I buy to go into take a look at my offer might be someone that opted into a list of something else that you're promoting inside of the whole structure. Now, if that person then opts into what I want them to see, you just rented your list to the system, and you make $2 for every opt-in that you have, where you generated the traffic. So Jerry generated 94 new subscribers. There are 94 new people that could be rented out to the system. Jerry could make $2 a week for every opt-in. And if any of those opt-ins wind up getting our marketing system, and it doesn't even matter if they join Jerry in our back-end offer. Maybe they don't join Jerry in our back-end offer. Maybe they wind up joining somebody else in some other offer through the system. The fact is, Jerry, I want you to get this. Those 94 leads that you have are forever coded to you. If they never join you in business, if they never buy anything from you, but they wind up buying or joining somebody else in the system structure, somebody else is promoting a wellness offer, for instance, and that person opts into that wellness offer. Whether they buy or not, Jerry, you'd make $2 because they opted in to find out about that other offer. And let's say the next week, they opt into something else to see what that something else is all about. Guess what, Jerry? You'd make another $2. And that can happen times all of those opt-ins you have. So right now you've got 94 opt-ins. You want to build to 194, 594, 2,000, 3,000. Now, Jerry, get this, buddy. Let's say that opt-in that you have, whether they get the system from you or whether they start using the system from somebody else, the system being the mobile marketing system. when they get the system, Jerry, any opt-ins they ever get will be coded to them, but also coded to you as the grandparent. So when that person, let's say Jerry, Mary gets the system, she's your opt-in, she gets the system, and she starts building her own list. Guess what? You now can make 50 cents every time any of her list is, we call this redistributed. She can rent her list out just like you can rent your list out. Now, some of you maybe got that, some of you maybe didn't. Let me just show you this real quickly, all right? And when you come into our system, we do a whole training on this, and you'll get it, okay? So what this means is, if you're leveraging our system and you have just 100 opt-ins, that could generate $200 a week from you. Why? Because there's going to be people like me coming to the system saying, I want to buy leads. I want to buy opt-ins, not just traffic. I don't want people just visiting my site. I want them opting in. I want to buy opt-ins. So yeah, listen, I just made 6 sales of the system, and 6 people just joined me in my back-end offer. That more than compensates me for the $100. So guess what I'm going to do? The $100 I spent. So guess what I'm going to do? Once the system is live and I can buy some more opt-ins, I'm going to buy some more opt-ins. But when I buy opt-ins, if one of those opt-ins came from your lead generation, guess what? You're going to make $2. Whether they do any business or not, you just made $2. And if you got 100 folks doing that, you just made $200 for the week. You got 500 folks doing that, you just made $1,000. You got 1,000 folks doing that, you just made $2,000 for the week. You got 10,000 opt-ins in time, you just made $20,000 for the week. And they may have never joined you in anything. They just opted into your list. What the system is saying is, look, if you're going to make money in marketing, you got to have a list. What we'll do, the system, is we'll incentivize you to build your list sooner rather than later. Faster rather than slower. If you got that, put a G in your questions box. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You think I'm going to go and buy some more opt-ins from the system? Yeah. And when I buy opt-ins from the system, does that mean there's going to be folks getting $2 and $2 and $2? Wow. Now, this is what I've said to our audience. Our system will have a back-end offer. We could build a 6 or 7 figure income with no back-end offer. If all we did was had this system and we communicated this message to other marketers in the marketplace. You need a list. You can come in the system and you can even buy opt-ins from the system to look at your offer, and you can rent your list to the system for others who are going to buy opt-ins. And you can earn $2 a week per opt-in. Will everybody be redistributed that week? Probably not, but that's your potential. You'll probably get a percentage of that potential. And since the system communicates with all opt-ins every single day by sending out a value vault message, then your opt-in is more inclined when they get a promotional message saying, hey, here's a great offer, click here, opt in and check it out. Your lead is more inclined to click here and check it out. And when they click here and check it out by opting in, even if they don't buy or join, you just made $2. Times however many people did that. All right. I've given you enough. I can go much further. We'll maybe pick this up on next week. In time, instead of earning up to $2 a week, you're going to be able to earn up to $4 a week, because the system's going to send out in time 2 promotional offers a week where all of your list people are buying opt-ins like myself. So many of you are going to start doing this as well, buying opt-ins. And then as they buy opt-ins, that means that somebody is making money because they've rented to their list. So when I purchased $100 worth of opt-ins and I got 19 leads, that there were 19 $2 bills that were made in the system. I paid the $100, about $5 a lead. $2 went to, maybe there's 19, it might have been 19 different people. And so I'll come back and I'll buy some more. And then I'll buy some more. and then I'll buy some more. Okay? All right, so let me round third. Let me round third with this. I'm over my time. I didn't finish, but we can come back. Okay. Let me round third with this. If you are, if you already have RAS, I hope that tonight's training really stretched your vision even more. You want to build your list, you want to build it faster rather than slower, okay? If you have opted in to someone's system, all right, and you know if you have because you've been getting some text messages and maybe you didn't quite know what all of this stuff meant, all right, then what I want you to do, give me a moment. Give me a moment. Meant to have done this before, I apologize. Bear with me. All right, if you have opted into someone's system, but you've not gone through everything, you've not gotten the system set up yourself, all right, what I want you to do is I want you to go to this website here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it in your chat box. So all you got to do is click onto it. I want you to go to that URL right there. What the system will do is you'll put in, excuse me, the cell phone number that you used when you originally opted into the system. There was a PIN code the system sent you. If you don't remember what that is, you can request another PIN. And you simply, once you get that PIN, you put in your cell phone number, you put in the PIN, and the system's going to take you back to where you left off. So you can now continue to go through the entire system until you get to the point where you've made the decision to activate the system yourself. Okay? All right. And then lastly, there's a group of you that you've been following us with the back-end offer that this particular system promotes, right? And you're waiting for someone's link so that you can start going through the system. So maybe you're what we call an orphan. If that is you, and I already see some folks in the questions box saying, hey, what do I need to do if I'm an orphan with that back-end offer? You're going to send an email that says orphan. All right, you're going to send an email to reverse advertising system at gmail.com. So in the subject, just put orphan, send in a message. Now, listen, if you're here because someone else invited you here, all right, you get with them and you get this and you go through their system, okay? This is only if you're here and you've been following us, and you should know. When I say back-end offer, what we talk about on Tuesdays, you know what that is, okay? If you are an orphan, the person that maybe referred you to that back-end offer is not paying attention, they're not leveraging our system, but hey, you love them, but forget them. You want to go on and get the system. Then go on and send an email here, reverseadvertisingsystem@gmail.com. Tell us you're an orphan. And then what we're going to do is we're going to send you a link of someone that is very active in our community. All right, not just someone who has a link. Someone who's active in our community. We see that they're making posts. We see that they are they're working the system, all right? And so we're going to send you a link of someone that's very active, and you're going to start going through the system with them. Now, let me finish with this, and I thank you for your patience, okay? Right now, we've launched the first funnel. Let's call it funnel number 1. Okay? Funnel number 1 has a back-end offer. And if you come to our Tuesday night webinars, you know what that back-end offer happens to be, okay? Very soon, maybe before the end of this month, I'm hoping we're going to launch funnel number 2. Okay? It will have a totally different back-end offer. Totally different niche from this offer here. Remember, we want you to build multiple streams of income across multiple niches. Now, some of you and this is where we want to go with this, and then I'll start rounding third. Here's where we want to go with this. There will be other people other than myself that's leveraging the system that are building funnels. We have people that are leveraging this first funnel system of ours that are funnel creators themselves. Mark is a funnel creator. Anders is a funnel creator. Colin is a funnel creator. I don't know if they've created the funnels yet, but they purchased the license to be able to do so. Okay. What I'm making a commitment to our audience is that we will bring to you other profitable funnels. And the whole idea is ultimately for you to have a portfolio of funnels. They'll all work through the same operating system, the same autoresponder type messages. The only thing that's different is the back-end offer is different. The lead capture page will be different, obviously, because it's talking about something different. All right. But what this allows you to do is to have multiple funnel systems working for you. And that way, in time, you're going to be able to see, let's say you've got both funnels here. All right. You're going to be able to see which funnel is outperforming the other, so that you maybe are putting a little bit more time, effort, energy, resources in terms of paid marketing towards the one that's giving you more profit. And then ultimately, we'll have a third funnel, and then we'll have a fourth funnel. So in time, I want you to be able to look up in time, not right away, and I want you to have 10 funnels that all operate. So all you got to do is learn one system, and it all operates. And now you've got 10 different funnels, and one of them is making you $1,000 a month, and one is making you $17,000 a month, and one is making you $29,000 a month, and one is making you $500 a month. Now, if something happens to a back-end offer, guess what? Does it really matter? Because you've got your list. And by the way, when we launch funnel number 2, and let's say you're using funnel number 2, don't you already have a list, or shouldn't you already be building a list? Well, you can say, hey, here is an amazing new offer. Take a look at this. So the whole idea is that as you build your following, joins you in other funnels. Think about this. We already have people that have started to profit from funnel number 1, and it's just a week old. So those people, when we launch funnel number 2, yeah, they're going to want funnel number 2. And some of the folks that are in funnel 1 with them are going to join them also in funnel number 2, and that's going to generate another revenue stream. By the way, when you get funnel number 1, you're not having to outlay the same amount for funnel number 2, because you already have the operating system. Funnel number 2, there will be something like maybe $25 a month or something like that for that specific, what we call custom funnel, but everything else is the same. You've already paid for it, or you're already paying for it. So you're not having another big bill. So what's it costing you to get a second funnel? Maybe like $25 a month, and then whatever the offer happens to be. And that offer, you're gonna love it when you see it. All right. If you have a lot of money, you're gonna love it. If you don't have a lot of money, you're gonna love it. Okay. And so in time, think this through. And we're rounding third. I'm past my time. I appreciate your patience. In time, you build this list. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. And let's say you've got 100 folks out of your list that have at least one of these funnels from you. 100 folks, okay? And some of those folks have 10, 15, 20, 100 or more. And now we launch funnel number 2. And we will give you heads up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be launching funnel number 2. We're going to do a little webinar series over the next couple weeks to share a little bit about funnel number 2 without getting into all the detail, but enough for you to say, oh my gosh, as soon as that thing launches, I'm opting in. I want to find out about that. So that if you have funnel number 2, your folks are saying, oh my gosh, as soon as that funnel launches, I'm getting that funnel from you. One of the reasons people made money right away is because we did a webinar series prior to the launch. People were waiting so that when their person that they're following got the system immediately, they were looking to get the system from them and to generate very quick revenue, okay? So the day's gonna come when we're gonna launch funnel 17, okay? And when we communicate that to our audience and we turn on the lights on funnel, I'm being facetious, it could be for 17, could be 5, whatever. You're gonna have a ready-made following going in to funnel 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 with you. And that's just going to bring in a flood of revenue, and then you still have the other funnels. Now, if you love that vision, in your questions box, put a V. You love that vision. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And hopefully what you've just picked up is that the system offers are going to be important, okay? Back-end offers are going to be important. But I hope you just got that the system is Michael Jordan. The offer, as good as it is Scottie Pippen. If you guys, if you know Michael Jordan, I think everybody knows Michael Jordan. And his sidekick was Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen, great ball player, but the best ever, Michael Jordan. The system is the Michael Jordan. That's what makes everything work. The offers, as good as they may be, can be changed, swapped out, so on and so forth. So everybody who's on this webinar, you've been on it for almost 2 hours now, you want what? The system. And then we'll have, great offers, fantastic offers on the back end as well. All right, now this is what I'm going to do real quickly. Okay, I'm way past my time. If you are already a part of our funnel-based system, you know how to log in. If you have questions, I'm going to ask you to post those questions in our community. I can't promise I'm going to get to them tonight. There might be other leaders that can answer those questions. But I don't have a lot of time for Q&A right now. So I want to really deal with questions from people that are not in our community just yet, because I can always address, or we can always address, questions that you may have if you're in the community, okay? So let's do this real quickly. Queen, I don't have a lot of time. We'll take 15 minutes. We'll do Q&A. We're not doing any answers or Q&A as it relates to the back end offer that some of you are associated with. That's for Tuesday night. This is more about the system and things of that nature, okay? Queen, are you still here with me, or did you have to log off?